Most people think property investing is complicated, but after more than 20 years of investing in property, I've realised something. Property investing is actually very simple. The hard part is surviving the journey, because if you stay in the game long term, you will experience literally everything. Good tenants, bad tenants, market crashes, mistakes, stress, and eventually success. In this video, I'm going to show you in 3 parts my very up and down history with property, why I still believe property investing is one of the best investments you can make, and my plan for the next 10 years. Part 1, my up and down history with property investing. My property journey started when I was 19 years old. I was in the Royal Air Force, and like many young lads, I had big dreams. I wanted to be successful, I wanted to make money, and I wanted to build wealth through property. So at 19 years old, I bought my first house for £31,000. The mortgage payment was about £110 per month, and the rent was £400 per month. On paper, it looked really good, especially given my age. But there was one small problem. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. Looking back now, I was really naive. I thought property investing was easy. Buy houses, collect rent, become a millionaire. I thought I'd have my first villa at 20. In my head, I was already planning the 30 house portfolio. But reality hit pretty quickly. I got myself a nightmare tenant. She constantly called me with problems, repairs, arguments with neighbours, drama in her personal life. She even wanted me to fill in a few of her boyfriends. She was a nightmare. I was still working away at the time, so trying to manage a property from a distance as a 19-year-old landlord was stressful. There were nights where I was lying in bed worrying constantly about that property. At one point, I even bought a CD of rainforest sounds to calm myself down. That's how stressed I was about one rental property. Looking back now, it sounds pretty embarrassing. But when you're a young lad and inexperienced, these things feel massive. Eventually, the tenant left, but she left the house in a terrible condition, which meant my first refurb project. But this experience also taught me something important. Property isn't passive in the beginning. You earn passive income later, but at the start, you earn your education, shall we say. Early portfolio growth. Despite all of this, I didn't quit. In fact, I doubled down. I partnered with my cousin and best friend, Craig, and together we built a small portfolio. Eventually, we owned 4 rental properties. At the time, we were making about £900 per month profit, and we had around £50,000 in equity each. To us, this felt like we had cracked the code. We thought we were property experts, but looking back now, most of that success, to be honest, was simply luck with timing. Because the early 2000s, the property market was booming. Prices were rising literally everywhere. We didn't realise it at the time, but we were riding a wave. And then came the 2008 financial crisis, the crash and the dormant landlord. Before we carry on, I just want to say I have a book called The Dormant Landlord, and you can get yourself a free copy on Amazon. I'll leave the link below in the description. Anyway, around this time, I'd also bought an off-plan property for 130,000. I expected it to be worth 150k when it finished. Easy 20k profit, except when the valuation came in, it was worth 120k. I hadn't made 20k, I'd lost 10k, and this hit my confidence hard. At the same time, my business partnership ended. Me and Craig split the properties. I remortgaged my first house and paid him about 25,000 so we could divide the portfolio. And then something strange happened. I didn't sell, I didn't buy more. I didn't improve the portfolio. I simply stopped. For nearly 10 years, I became what I later called the dormant landlord. I still owned a couple of properties. I had 3 rental properties at the time, but I wasn't actively investing. I was negative about property, negative about money, negative about investing in general, negative about everything, which is why mindset matters so much in wealth building, because the biggest obstacle to wealth is often your own psychology. Eventually though, I woke up. I started reading again, learning again, not working with other investors, and I realised something important. Property had never been the problem. It was all about my mindset. In 2018, I finally got a grip and bought my 4th rental property and made around 50k by buying BMV, below market value. If you want to know exactly how, you can join my free private investing community on Skool. The link can be found below. Part 2. Why I still believe property is a really good investment. Despite all of the mistakes, despite the stress, despite the financial crisis, I still believe property is one of the best wealth building strategies available. And there are 3 main reasons for this. 1. Property creates forced saving. When you buy property with a mortgage, something powerful happens. Every month you pay down debt, which means every single month you build equity, even if you do absolutely nothing else. Over the time, the tenant is essentially helping you pay down the mortgage, which slowly converts debt into wealth. And this is why homeowners historically build far more wealth than renters. Not because houses magically make you rich, but because they force you to save and invest automatically. 2. Property produces cash flow. The second reason property is powerful is simple. Rental income creates monthly cash flow. Now early on this might not be huge, maybe £100, £200, but when you scale to multiple properties, this starts to become meaningful income. And when mortgages get paid off, the income increases dramatically, which leads to financial independence. This is why property has helped millions of people here in the UK reach financial independence. Why I believe everyone should own their own home. One thing I strongly believe is this: everyone should try to own their own home if possible, because if you rent for decades, you're building wealth for someone else, the landlord. Your rent is paying their mortgage, their asset, their retirement. Owning your home changes it. Even if property never rises in value, you eventually remove the biggest cost in your life, housing, and that alone can dramatically reduce the amount of money you need to live. Part 3. My property plan for the next 10 years. Today, my thinking about property is very different from when I started. In my early 20s, I wanted 30 houses. I thought bigger was always better. But now I'm focused on something a little bit different. Simplicity. Because property can become complicated if you scale too far. More tenants, more maintenance, more admin, more stress. So instead of chasing the bigger portfolio, I want a more manageable portfolio. Right now I have 6 rental properties, but my long-term plan is actually to reduce that number slightly. Over the next few years, I plan to sell 1 property, which will leave me with 5 rental properties. 5 properties that I will focus on paying off completely. Now, I know plenty of property investors, experts who will argue that it's a mistake to pay your rental property off, but I would argue that personal finance is called personal for a reason. We're all different, and I just want property to be a part of my overall portfolio, which includes index funds, individual stocks, crypto, and of course, property. I'm not into gold or silver at this stage or anything else in my portfolio. It's what suits me. Anyway, the goal is simple. By the time I'm 50 years old, I want those 5 properties mortgage free and producing around £4,000 every single month. That income will sit alongside the rest of my investment portfolio. Together, they create multiple streams of income, which is a real goal. Not just wealth, but freedom. Freedom to choose where I work, when I work, or whether I work at all. Summary. Property investing isn't perfect. It can be stressful. Tenants can be difficult. Markets can fall. But if you approach it with patience and the right mindset, property can become a powerful foundation for financial independence. And my journey proves something important. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to stay in the game long term, long enough to learn, because over time, simple strategies compound. Like with any other investing, property is simple if you put the work in. Don't be like me. Don't wait for 16 years before focusing in on financial education. And if you want to diversify like me, watch the final video in this 10-part playlist all about crypto investing.